the plus side, the threat of a nuclear Iran is promoting our cooperation. The GCC countries are very difficult to get to coordinate, and the plus side of some of these threats from Iran is it is forcing the further cooperation of the GCC countries, which for the United States I think is something that we should look at exploiting and developing. The concerns about Iran beyond the nuclear issue come back to the issue of a Persian hegemony in the region. It's a real concern. It's a real undermining of stability throughout the region. And again, this comes back to the need to cut Iran off from its doorway into the region through Syria. There's deep concern that Iran may arm one of its client terrorist organizations, Hamas and Hezbollah, with weapons of mass destruction. And among the GCC countries with whom we spoke, one of the deep concerns that we heard repeatedly, and again, I don't believe this is a justifiable concern, but it's out there, and those of you who follow it probably have heard this as well, that the GCC countries are nervous that we will sacrifice their interest in exchange for a U.S.-Iranian détente. Now, I like to believe the U.S. can do more than two things at the same time, and I'm convinced that we can, but they're nervous that their interests will wane as we deal with a new partner in Iran. Lastly, we heard time and time again the GCC countries, they just want to be treated like full partners. And there are other opportunities for more cooperation, more partnerships, more training, working together. The perceptions of how Iran is doing to advance its agenda is, I think, one of the biggest challenges for the Obama administration. If you look at the polls, Ahmadinejad has won the highest approval ratings in countries outside of the Sunni Arab world, Turkey, Pakistan, Indonesia. But most believe that Iran is making inroads to promote its goal of Persian hegemony. Obviously, that is fueled by the new Shia prominence in Iraq, new strengthened Lebanon, again backed by Iran. And there's a real concern, particularly heard in Bahrain, that a hegemonic Iran will cause a Shia uprising in their own communities, particularly in Bahrain and Syria. We were there right in the middle of the Gaza problems in December, and going into January, you hear time and time again that the Lebanon war, the Gaza crisis in December ends up promoting the Iranian narrative, so to speak, that the only way to dignity for Arabs is through violence to liberate Palestine, and I think you hear that quite a bit. All of these perceptions basically risk several things. First, the real risk that there'll be an arms race in the region. The open discussion of a nuclear umbrella from the United States, they're hungry for assurance that the United States will come and protect them. And third, there's no doubt that there's open discussion in Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt that they will also move to acquire nuclear weapons. Now, what are the implications for the U.S. policy? Certainly engaging Iran is number one. They'd love us to come and take care of this problem. Obviously, the elections late this year in Iran are going to affect the outcome of that on some level. If Ahmadinejad is voted out of office, there's hope that there will be a more moderate entity there. Secondly, setting the parameters for U.S. goals. Some ambiguity, but may make sense, but they are hungry for guidance from the United States and this new administration of what they're going to do in the region. They would like us to make it clear that we're not at war with Islam, but rather the extreme fanatics. Again, they want partnerships. We thought during the trip that and in the report of looking at how to enhance military engagement in the region, it's an ideal opportunity, a nuclear increased threat from Iran, to work with the Arabs on a range of mutual threats beyond Iran, counterterrorism, piracy, regional defense, Gulf security, and of course Iraq. Bill mentioned the need to get Russia to work on our side in this region. I'll simply reiterate that. Working with Turkey, clearly there's something going on in the Syrian peace process with the new Obama administration sending envoys out there. I think that would be extremely welcome in the region. It would not that they would necessarily follow immediately, but it would ease tensions with the doorstop in there. Lastly, for further consideration, we were debating quite a bit the Russian SAMs, the nuclear missile defense coming in, and for U.S. policymakers, one issue of consideration is should we provide Israel with a stronger strike capability so they don't feel that rush to go in and take out the military capabilities of Iran if they have the missile defense. And again, this issue of a nuclear umbrella came up time and time again. So these were our cascading instabilities that we were dealing with, but I'll leave you on a happy note that not everything is bleak. I think that an Iranian nuclear standoff is clearly a major problem, but it does provide some opportunities. Washington can propose ways that would apply not just to Iran, but to create a global to strengthen the global non-proliferation security, work with the region to shore up the cooperation among the Gulf, and to re-engage and reiterate the defense commitments of the United States in this region, all of which will help deal with a problematic Iran, but it will also help strengthen our other interest in that region. And let me just thank Rob and the Institute again for the opportunity to participate in